Alright, to everyone watching this video, it's going to be about football rivalries among nations. Okay, if you're not interested in that topic, better press that stop button now. Anyway, hey Richard, I'd like to thank you for your elaborate video response to Fragenden Deutschen, in which you asked for Eric's opinion on the England-Germany football rivalry and telling your side, or rather the English side of it, which I found a very interesting video. Now, Eric's got a lot of videos lined up to be uploaded within the next few weeks, and they all have to follow a certain pattern, order, or sequence, or whatever, probably based on the Da Vinci Code, I don't know, but in any case, you won't be able to make another segment of Fragenden Deutschen for quite a while, yet I thought your question deserved to be answered, so I jumped the gun and will answer for him. Hope you don't mind. Now, football rivalries in general have always existed, I think, and usually have some historic background. Oftentimes it's been a war that's been led by nations and who don't fight using weapons anymore. It's instead been transferred to the football pitch, such as probably is the case with England's most prominent rivalries against Scotland, with whom you've led many wars with, Argentina, after the Falkland War, it sort of escalated, although that Maradona Hand of God thing probably didn't help, and with us, the Second World War. Now, there are obviously a lot of other nations that want to defeat us at football, because in two terrible world wars we destroyed pretty much all of mainland Europe. So there's a lot of other nations that kind of pissed off at us for that. Most notable among them would probably be Austria or Poland, the Netherlands, or England. Now, what I find curious about England is that, opposed to everybody else on the continent, we never managed to invade your country, and you won that war, fair and square. So there's really no score that you have to even. So it's kind of a conundrum to me why the English press and public are so keen on England-Germany games. Now, there are two main reasons why games against England are more noteworthy to the German public than games against other nations. For one, England have a very good side, so playing England in football is usually a tough match, good match, and usually important matches like quarterfinals of World Cups and stuff. The second reason is the 1966 World Cup, and that goal in Wembley for the 3-2 for your side, which even today people can't be sure about was a goal or not. The ball bounced down on the line and then out of the goal again. Well, I believe the majority of England is pretty certain that was a goal. I can tell you that the majority of Germany just say bullshit, bullshit. In fact, there is a German expression called Wembley Tor, which means a goal that was given but wasn't really a goal. So we're kind of emotional about that, but ever since then I think we've defeated you at least twice on the way to a World Cup, so kind of got even for that already. And there really isn't too much more, except how we're always a bit startled by the way that the English press sort of hypes those games up, and of the continual history of defeats by the German team. I think it was Gary Lineker who coined the phrase, "Football's a very simple game. 22 men chase after one ball for 90 minutes. In the end, Germany win." You can't win a game with an attitude like that. I think the thing is that your football team's under a lot of pressure, because every World Cup for like the past 30 years, the English public expects England to win the World Cup, and they just haven't. That's a lot of pressure on your players, and the expectations are so high that it always kind of brings you low. And I think at least twice you've been eliminated from the World Cup by the German team, from a World Cup that a lot of the English public clearly think that they deserve to win. Well, like, making it our fault? And England do have a good team, usually. And, that had a fighting chance for the World Cup. But you can't expect to win the World Cup if you can't even shoot penalties. A world champion has to be able to defeat every other team in that tournament, no matter how, whether it's to withdraw and save a lead, or to score penalties and advance like that, or to play ugly for 10 minutes just to get your bearings. You have to do what it takes within the rules to win, And if England don't do that, well, they just don't win. Simple as that to me. I'm not saying that England's not worthy of winning the World Cup. They are. It's just that the public and the media aren't making it easy on the team. And I don't think all the hype against Germany has helped. Rather, if you look at the score, I think Germany have defeated England a lot more often than England have defeated Germany. So maybe you should just ease the pressure on your guys a bit. Anyway, so that's my perspective on the Germany-England rivalry. It's quite present from your side. Not so much from our side. Sorry about that. Now let me say a few words about the only rivalry that we do kind of acknowledge, which is the one against Holland. Now when scientists first talked about the greenhouse effect, the reaction in Germany was, oh man, that sucks, but there is one good thing, if the polar ice caps melt, Holland will finally be drowned. I don't quite know where that stems from, but I'm pretty sure it traces back to the Second World War, where we basically just overran Holland on our way to, fighting real nations like France and England. I don't think they like that. And there was that one World Cup incident in 1974, I believe, where Holland totally dominated the competition. I mean, they just owned everybody else. They shot beautiful goals. They shot more goals than everybody. Everybody was deathly afraid of them. And then they met us in the final, and they lost. They lost 2-1, and they couldn't believe it. They were so arrogant about winning, and to this day, I think they haven't forgiven us for stealing something that they clearly believe they deserve to win. To which the Germans just tend to shrug and say, well, if you were the better team, why didn't you win the game? So the truth is on the pitch. Also that, I think it was in 1990, let me check, 1992, there was a famous incident in which one of the Dutch players spit at one of our players during the game. That certainly didn't help to improve relations. Also, the score between Holland and Germany is much closer than between England and Germany. I think they've actually won against us once more than we've defeated them. So we kind of have a score to even there, which we will next time we meet them. But yeah, so that's that. Other nations that sort of regard games against us as a rivalry, like Austria, kind of shrug like, yeah, whatever, Schluchtenscheißer. We don't really register that, which I suppose kind of pisses them off more. So yeah. Anyway, that was my insight on football rivalries of Germany, or lack thereof, rather. Sorry I rambled for so long, but I wanted to be elaborate. Hope you liked it. Bye bye!